answering some common questions on multi-location and what to do when you are opening up a second location with a local business. Now, this business started off with one location, one suburb. So it's got one set of service pages. And what I do for local businesses, I'll build the surrounding 10 or so suburb pages to say that service near suburb, and those pages popped up quite quickly within the first 12 months quite well. It's a pretty low populated areas, and we instantly overtook a lot of the competitors in those suburbs. So from an SEO perspective, it is the whole site was focusing on that one suburb with all of the services, whatever the service is offered. If it's a dentist, teeth whitening, tooth extraction. If it's a boxing gym, it might be boxing classes, personal training, sauna, ice bath, that kind of stuff. You have one set of service pages, then you have the geo pages that surround it. You have the Google listing. You have a dedicated Google ad account. You have a dedicated Facebook ad account and a business manager that oversees both of them. Now, what happens when you have a second location opening up really depends on the setup of the business structure. If you want to do it clean, these should be separate admin accounts, especially if it's different franchisees, franchisors, etc. So in this case, it's going to be a separate Facebook account, Facebook ad account, Google ad account. It's going to have a separate CRM and separate accounts, email and stuff like that. Still the same root URL. If you look at gyms and all of the other franchises out there, the URL stays the same. URL ends up being more powerful. I've essentially tripled the site in terms of its pages because we're left now. Why have I tripled it? Even though we've got two locations, because there are now, if you visit a homepage of a multi-location business, whether it's like a lawyer or where it's an accountant, its initial pages are like, if it's a multi-city, then the root pages, the main pages are about Australia. If there are multi-locations in one city, then all of the root pages or the main pages are about that city. Okay? And then there's dedicated geo service pages. So geo service pages are a cluster of those 5 or 10 services that are just targeting that suburb, be it Brighton, be it Bondi, whatever it is. So tooth whitening, Bondi. Tooth extraction, Bondi. So that's why there's now 3 clusters of service pages, which is the homepage brand pages, which are targeting the overall city or country. Then you have the one suburb and then the other suburb. There's a new Google listing that goes up. And in my separate video, I made suggestions on see if you can take over the previous listing that's there. If you can, for that, you might need to contact the previous business owner. That business owner should have no plans to continue with that listing. In this case, the business was completely shut down. They didn't care. They handed over ownership without any issues. And that's where I jumped in, removed access from anyone, changed the URL, changed the contact details, and happy days. That kickstarts the SEO greatly, especially if there's reviews. But if there isn't, that's fine. Register a Google business listing as soon as you can. Register it and write something like coming soon, dentist opening soon. You fill out all the details as much as you can. Make sure you fill out as much as you possibly can in that Google listing. All of the services that you offer, all of the social accounts that you have. Now, bonus points if you send the website URL to the geo page, not the home page. Okay, so for example, if it's a dentist location in Bondi, right, send them to the dentist name Bondi page. So what you're doing there, you're actually juicing up that geo page, because if you're sending them to the home page, that can work as well. This is just a little bit of a tactic that I use. So if you look at franchises like Jim's Cleaning, Jim's IT, they do it quite smart. Is they send the Google listing traffic to the geo page, not the home page a lot of the time, if they do it right. From a CRM perspective, all the leads get funneled into one database. From a conversion perspective, the forms are unique, contact numbers unique, so it all goes onto one page. So different contact forms go into different pages, so there's attribution. These calls came from here, these are the leads that came from there. I hope that makes sense. So you're essentially splitting everything up. That way you've got clear data, clear attribution, separate ad accounts, but you can toggle between the two. You can pretty much duplicate the ads between the two, and you can run multiple Google ads landing pages. Just have one landing page, duplicate it, 2 thank you pages, 2 geo pages, potentially 2 offers, just duplicated. I hope that makes sense. From an SEO perspective, the geo pages surrounding the second location. So whatever the second location, I build the 10 suburbs or 15 suburbs. Now, if it's a dentist, people can travel up to 10 kilometers for a good dentist, maybe more. When you find a good dentist, you'll happily travel 50k. So that's probably a gym. Yeah, a personal trainer you'll travel for if it's a good one. But a lot of the businesses, it's like a pizza shop or a chicken shop. They're not going to go much further than. I guess what I'm getting at with this is, what geo pages do you build? Just build it's very safe to build the closest 10 in the area. Now, where my geo pages have evolved is I used to build like music lessons in the suburb. And since COVID, a lot of people went online. We can go back to the in, but about 5 years ago when I did like accountant in Bondi, but the accountant is actually in Melbourne, you get a bit of pushback. 1 in every 10 would be like, hold on, I thought you were in Bondi. I wanted to see someone. These days, people don't care, but I still make my geo pages as accountant near Bondi, but he might be in Melbourne. We used to have a location there. We've now relocated, whatever. At the end of the day, you get found, and that's better than not being found at all. Not only you get found, you potentially bully competitors down the page. It's a competitive space. We're creating assets that get Google's attention, trustworthy assets that show authority, that show expertise and experience in the space, and that's how we earn the rankings. And then when the lead comes, hopefully you convert that lead. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions on how to build out a URL structure for a website for a multi-location business.